What's going on, peoples? I am DJ Mcree, and I think it's safe to say that I'm a bit of a headphone connoisseur, if not a over enjoyer of headphones. I mean, look at this. This is insane and heavy. However, the biggest question that people normally ask me is, what are the best wireless headphones for music production or for the MPC Live 3? And I want to answer that in this video, and let's give a thorough review. But I do want to draw attention to the headphones in question, which happen to be the AiAiAi TMA-2. Full disclosure, AiAiAi did send me a pair of these headphones for review. However, they don't have any influence on this review or any of that nature. I will have a link in the description box that is an affiliate link that will not charge you any extra money. It will just provide money for support for this channel, and I greatly appreciate it too as well. So what you see in front of you is the TMA-2 Plus wireless, not the ones that we're reviewing in this video, but I wanted to show the process of putting them together because there is some assembly because they're modular headphones. And as you can see clearly, they're not the same as the ones that I'm reviewing in this video, but one of the main things I wanted to tell you is that you can replace things if you happen to break them. Like, you know, someone in some shape or form will turn around and have a pair of these headphones on and they will tear up some aspect of it, whether it be the wire or the muffs, something. And you can replace each and every individual part through AiAiAi. And that's one of the biggest plus sides to these headphones, is that if you happen to break something on there, they are replaceable and they're not hard to replace. You don't have to send them in. They could just send you a part. And that's the true advantage of having a modular pair of headphones. And that is what modular headphones mean in this instance. But if I wanted to talk about the build quality of these things, they are pretty rock solid. I mean, I expect these to be rock solid given the price point. And I tell you this much, I haven't been inclined to tear them apart, but I have seen some demonstrations online. Just to give you a general idea of how flexible these units are or how well built together they are. You can see the stress test in front of us, and it's done by AiAiAi. You can see them bending the headband. It's making me nauseous looking at this crap. But you can bet your sweet butt that they won't tear up anytime soon if they can do this right now. One of the most obvious things that I can point out is that I'm using these wired right now. So if you have an audio interface or you just want to plug it up to one of your peripherals around the house, it does sport 32 ohms, meaning that it's perfectly balanced for an audio interface and for a smart device so that you get enough volume. The average volume for a pair of headphones is around 80 ohms. And then just think about like the Bear Dynamic DT770s, which happen to be one of the prestige pair of headphones that you can use that are wired, mind you. And that's the other thing, that these are wireless. So if you want to use these wired, you can. And if you want to use them wireless, you can as well, which brings me to the battery life, which is around about, I believe, 3 to 4 days if you constantly use them. And it can last more or less in practice, mind you, because I didn't want to do this review immediately. I wanted to test things out. They last for a long time. I haven't charged my battery for the wireless when I use these wireless Bluetooth and otherwise for about 3 weeks, so almost a month now. And I believe the other captain obvious thing is, you know, the comfortability of these. If that's a word, is that a word? Let me know in the comment section. But they are comfortable. I mean, the earmuffs or whatnot, the drivers, they feel fine on my head. They don't really hurt. I've worn these to the gym, though I will say this: if you are going to wear these to the gym, they do have a tendency to slip off. The original versions were guilty of that. These are a little less guilty of slipping off your head, but you know, if you don't have a big old head like me, then you can see. So I wanted to show you you know, a couple of angles here. So here's how it looks around in my head. Again, I remember I have a big alien head, like the alien, the movie character Alien. I have a big alien head. And then I'll give you another angle of these real quick. As you can see, they don't look so intrusive. One of the biggest things that I like about this brand is that they don't put a lot of logos or embroidery on their headphones and stuff like that. So That genuinely looks nice. I'm looking up at them right now, and they don't look too bad on the head. They got a lot of style, but they are minimalistic too. Even though I don't have the box anymore, I want to give you a general idea of what you get. Of course, you will get these headphones. You will have to assemble them. It's not hard to assemble them. I already showed you how it looks like to assemble them. You will get your wireless transmitter. You will get a wire so you can hook them up normally to your computer or whatnot. I'll go ahead and show you that. And you get this carry case. Now, one thing I will say about the carry case, I was kind of disappointed that, you get a carry case that is, or a carry bag rather, instead of a carry case, like a hard case. And I wish that they did come with a carry case. I ain't gonna hold you. I am a little salty about that instance there. The other thing that I'm a little salty about is the wire quality, but then again, you can replace your wire if you're one of those people, but the wire itself is a little short. It's on the short end. I believe it's like 3 feet, but keep in mind that the biggest boon to these headphones happens to be this wireless transmitter, which makes it ultra low latency, unlike Bluetooth. When you are trying to produce music or create music or whatever, you will get a little bit of latency, making it quite difficult, and that's why this is the biggest selling point, because it lowers the latency to where it is truly something that you could deal with as a DJ, as a music producer, or an engineer. As you would expect, AiAiAi provides an app that you can download from your Google or iOS app store so that you can use it on your smart device. So we're going to hook it up to the device, and I'll show you how some of the functionality works, because it has a button over here, and this is the power button. You will turn on the power button. It makes this cool little video game sound, and it lights up. When it's in blue, it's in Bluetooth. When it's in white, that means it's connected to your wireless transmitter. As you can see, the Bluetooth sign pop up on my phone. And as you would expect, up and down will control the volume, because these are analog sticks that we're checking out right here. Left and right will skip the tracks. As you can see, I'm rocking some classic Kendrick Lamar here, and that's To Pimp a Butterfly. And you can see it kind of move here as I move the analog joystick left and right. And it's kind of cool that it makes like video game sounds and stuff. Not every single instance. It doesn't make it every single time, but it will do that when you turn it on. And also it has a power save feature built in. So when you use these headphones with your smart devices, and if there's no signal, it will automatically turn off, which I find that to be great. And also you can pause stuff by just pressing the button, and you can turn it on and off that way. So in order to use the app, you need to have it in Bluetooth mode so you can have access to it. And once you get into Bluetooth mode, it will tell you if it's ready or not. It says I'm ready. Then it'll look for the TMA-2. And for there, you'll be able to use a myriad of options. So from here, you have sound profiles. You can update the firmware. So let's go to sound profiles so you can see that. And you can adjust the curve. You can have them adjusted, bass focused, listening, and then you can make your own custom stuff. And then you can pick other devices as well if you happen to have anything else from AiAiAi, which I do. I know the audio files would love to hear this question being answered, and how is the sound quality as someone that has a myriad of headphones of all different price points and some of the high quality headphones as well. Look, the quality of them are on par, if not better, in certain aspects, especially if you are into music production or you just want to be immersed in a video game or something like that, because I do play video games. The bass is considered punchy, not heavily overdriven where it drowns out some of the mids and the highs. And of course, you can adjust accordingly through the app. And I believe the biggest factor to when you are buying a pair of headphones that you consider, when you raise the volume, it does change the overall timbre of the harmonics, meaning that sometimes when you have too much bass or you don't have enough bass, when you turn it up in your headphones, it'll be misrepresented and curve the high end too much to where you have somewhere like it will wear out your ears, basically. So the way that they had the frequency response in these headphones does make sense in terms of the curvature, and I wanted to go ahead and show you that because they put it on their website and some people will, kind of misinterpret it. So having this amount of bass makes sense because when you turn up the volume, the high end frequencies will be more prominent. So it kind of balances it out to where it will not do that. I did mention that I've used the AiAiAi TMA-2 Plus for quite a while, even though we're talking about the new version. And my experience with the older unit has been as good as it is with the newer unit too as well, with ultra low latency, being able to recognize if the pads are being pressed too early or too late within a wireless field. It does make the bit of a difference. When people are using Bluetooth, they wouldn't necessarily notice that. But I'm not trying to clown Bluetooth, because for anybody that's just a casual listener, that does make a lot of sense for you to not care about those things. But for someone that is a musician or a DJ or whatever the case, dude, you need to have ultra low latency. Just to give you a general idea of how the old wireless transmitter looked like, is about that size. That's the OG AiAiAi right there, and this is the new one right here. So let me just show you guys how it looks like. And you can see where they made some tried and true design changes that make the whole lot of sense here. And mind you, these right here do not need to be charged, unlike the older AiAiAi transmitter, which happened to, you need to charge these up, even though the battery life is about 60 hours of battery life. This, all you have to do is just plug it up to a USB Type-C device or Type-C to Type-A device, and you're good to go. You're fine. Now, when I mention all this, I'm going to bring up another wireless transmitter, and you can see the size of this right here. And these are to my Turtle Beach headphones. But the Turtle Beach headphones happen to be far more intrusive in design. This is something that I don't like. And just to give you a comparison of how they look, yeah. They don't look as bad, but they don't look as good. And if you're into looks, this doesn't cut it. However, I bring it up not to disrespect AiAiAi or anything like that, or Turtle Beach for making their astonishing headphones, because they do have their place. I just know a lot of people will be in the comment section saying, like, wow, why would I get these? And there's wireless gaming headphones out there that can do practically the same thing. Well, that's not necessarily true, because when you are making music, you need something to bypass so you can filter it in, meaning that the transmitter, even though it's smaller on gaming headsets, probably won't work with every single device that you have, while the AiAiAi TMA-2, whether it be the 2 Plus or the new wireless that we've been talking about, they work with anything, because they are analog and digital, which makes it a thumbs up in my opinion. Now, with that being said, I do have some gripes. I wish when you had them in Bluetooth mode that there was an active microphone, meaning something similar to the AirPods, whether it be the Max or the little small ones that go into your ear, bro. And that would be great. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have these conversations, or you're having a conversation on the phone and it's kind of muffled, you just start doing stuff like a DJ. You just have it like on this side or whatnot. It's not necessary that you have to do that, but I would love to hear myself talk while I'm doing it. And that's kind of the plus with wearing gaming headsets or whatnot. When they're in Bluetooth or whatnot, when you pull down and mind you, I don't want a microphone like this or anything like that, but when you're using the microphone, you can hear yourself actively, and you can turn yourself up and down too. I just much rather them function more so like an AirPod. You know what I'm saying? That would make the world of difference when you are using them in Bluetooth mode. However, that's the only thing I can really say that I dislike about the AiAiAi TMA-2s and just AiAiAi headphones in general. With my experience, having the very first of the first, and mind you, I have a crap ton of headphones. I'm stuck here. I'm comfortably stuck here. And I definitely want to hear from you guys. What do you think about these headphones? What do you suggest in terms of headphones that I do want to review? I want to give a special shout out to AiAiAi for providing a review unit to me and just asking my opinions and just being cool about things, because normally companies are not this cool, which speaks volumes, because that means that they have a quality product when they can take opinions.